Alright everyone, good morning. Welcome in. Stopping because I thought I saw something in this one item thing. Oh, we have a manual and instructions for a television. Specialty paper. Don't need that. Dresser. Anything else here? I guess I'm taking some wire. No. I thought there was something special about that basket. There's not. Well, we got some wire. That's not even good wire. This is junk wire. This is computer wire. In the scrap world, oh, my thing fell over. Huh. Well, funny enough, I actually got a new backpack. It's in my garage. Came out of a storage unit a while back. Probably a couple months ago. And never switched out all my tools from that into that one. And it had something leak inside, so I was trying to air it out. But gotta do that because that one, the straps are broken on it, the top strap. Anyway, it's trash picking day with Taco Stacks. Early morning, 6:10. I did see when it hit 6:02, our favorite morning time for trash picking here in the summer months, but did not get here just in time. Anyway, it's trash picking day. Let's make it a fun one. See what happens. Trash picking, Taco Stacks. Let's do it. I keep smelling an airport or an airplane inside my van. And I don't know why it smells like that. This thing looks filthy, but it's scrap, so what's the difference? I thought this was another one. Yeah, I think that's a metal one. Yeah, that's a metal one. Oh, it smells awful. Is this thing clipped in? Hopefully. It doesn't, and my gloves are getting disgusting. This thing's gonna roll around. So what we're gonna do is I do one of these. Tomato, tomato. It's done. That thing reeks. I don't know what they use to vacuum up. Oil? Gloves are ruined. Don't know how I got that red mark. These gloves are relatively new. Like I probably used them 5 times. If that. I saw it the other day. Those are actually the gloves I had in my house, but since it's been raining a lot of these episodes, I've been switching them between the ones I use like for around the house and fixing things, and then also switching the ones I have in my van because I have to run them through the dryer, dry them off. So it's kind of funny. I drove through Stockertown to get here to this town, and recently they've been actually doing construction at the Stockertown exit for the highway, and for the last 2 months I've completely avoided driving over the ramp that, you know, they're not the ramp, the overpass, because they said they were doing a bridge replacement and bridge repair. So I thought they were replacing the bridge that is the overpass at Stockertown. But today I'm finally like, you know what, rather than drive completely out of my way for everything that I've been doing for the last 2 months, I'm going to just see what's going on. So I drove over there and nothing's changed. The only thing that's different is there's like cones on one of the ramps that go off the exit. So I don't know if that's what they're replacing or repairing, but I've been avoiding the entire area for 2 months because I thought they were literally replacing the bridge. And I've been driving, I can't tell you how far out of the way to do everything. I found like new ways to get to different towns, which is good in a way, but it's like amazing that I just have not really even. So if you ever see something that says construction like ahead or construction project in a month, I know around here they usually put like these signs up that says construction from August 5th to August 20th, seek alternate routes. Go see what's going on. Don't be like me, because now I feel kind of stupid and probably wasted a lot of time just driving completely out of the way when it's been unnecessary 1000%. think this is where I found that copper colored mermaid that was oxidized. I had someone at the flea market actually ask me about it, if I brought it along 1 week. It was a couple days after I found it. And I'll be honest, I have no idea where it is. And I don't know if I ever brought it in or what. It wasn't actually copper, it was just painted that way. You know, like that greenish oxidized color to make it look like it was old. It is kind of truly amazing how many things I just forget where things are. That, or I lose them, or they end up getting scrapped when I meant to sell it, or it's like things just go missing. You know, it's truly made, like, they go missing. Things don't break when I put things in the back of my van, but ask me where something is, oh, I've not a clue. I think it's super interesting. So this side of the street you can't park on. So you think if you can't park on the whole street, some way, right? Some way they would paint the entire sidewalk on the curb yellow. Like, unless you, like, I don't know. Like, am I overthinking it? If you can't park there, shouldn't the curb be yellow? Like, this sign up here says no parking, and right there on the corner it goes from just regular sidewalk to yellow. Right, no parking sign. I don't know, I feel like you'd probably just make the whole side yellow. I mean, it might not look the best, but I feel like that would definitely solve issues of people not reading the sign. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking about it. Makes sense in a way. Probably doesn't look the best though. Oh man, do I have a great story relating to storage units and storage unit buying. I feel like I gotta walk super slow so I can give you guys the full story. They actually just built this in 1 week. They built that whole fence. Fencing people. Anyway, let's start getting the story time with storage units. So I was bidding on storage units yesterday. Facility I like buying from, but the prices were just outrageous. And the funny thing with the prices were, you know, I mentioned there's 2 different websites that you can either buy storage units online. Well, there's actually like 3 or 4, but there's 2 main ones. But the one that this facility had their units on, there's 2 ways you can bid. And I mentioned this before. There's 2 ways you can bid. You can either put a bid in, and that bid is whatever, if you want to bid $100, you put a direct bid of $100. It literally will take your bid at $100, even if no one else bids, and then the listing is at $100. Or you can do like a max bid of $100, and it will start off at $10, and every bid increment after that, if someone bids against you, you had the next bid every $10 after that. So if someone else came at $40, you would win it for $50, even if your max bid was $100. So you really don't want to use the direct bid method, because it's not good. It's not a good way to bid. The other thing is, if you do leave a bid under 2 minutes, it will reset the timer to 2 minutes. So whatever, you're not going to lose out if somebody bids within the last 5 seconds, like if they bid more than your bid. But anyway, long story short, I was bidding on something for I think like $60, and I think I bid up to 100 something. This might be more metal, maybe, hopefully. That way I can keep yapping. So I was bidding on something for $60. I was a high bidder up until maybe a minute 30 seconds. And someone came in and did direct bid of $100, and my max bid was only $60. And I was like, that kind of stinks, I would have probably paid, maybe $70 or $80. I would have bid up against one more time. But they did a bid of $100. So then I did one for 110. I was like, you know, I'll pay another 10 bucks. What's the big deal? They came back in and did one of those direct bids of $360. So it went from 110 to 360 in just a snap. And it shows you like the bid number. So I'm like bidder number 4 and they're bidder number 3. And it said bidder number 3 placed a direct bid of 360 or whatever the heck it was, 350, 360. I was like, you just accidentally bid $250 more than what it's listed at, just because you didn't know to use the max bid feature as opposed to the direct bid feature. I don't know. They could have got the unit for a lot cheaper if they would have just not done that. And then the next thing is, I know it's kind of going on a long story. There was a really like empty 10 by 30. There was 4 boxes on the right. There was maybe 4 or 5 boxes in the back. It was at $10. And once again, someone used this direct bid feature and I would think, did an accident. They bid $1,010 with 4 minutes remaining. So it went from $10 to $1,010. I don't know how it happened, but someone did a direct bid of over $1,000 for like 6 boxes in an empty 10 by 30 unit. So I don't know if the person, what would you even do? Because you can't retract your bid. Would you just remove your credit card from your account? Is that even possible? But I imagine they were probably pretty upset when they found out. Alright, that's my rants of today. I'm done. Oh, we got some chairs. And some tables and stuff. I do kind of feel bad when I go on these long tangents because I feel like it's like a never-ending story. But hey, what are you going to do? I could be one of those people who do like a 3-hour episode and there's no editing whatsoever. So you guys literally would just hear me talk. Ow, that got hurt. You guys would just hear me talk to myself for 2 hours or so, 3 hours or so. As I drive around. It's kind of interesting. And I've never seen school desks that have this little like slot behind the chair. Like what would you put there? Your books? I don't know. I feel like you can't put like your book bag there. Probably your books. So when I was in school, we didn't have locker rooms. So you had to literally carry all your books and all your folders and everything for every class you had that day. Throughout the entire day. True story. You had to carry everything for every class for the whole day. Every single day. Every single year. We didn't have cars like to drive to school, so you literally had to like wear a book bag with all this stuff. I finally got wise my senior year and just like got a binder that might have only had like 50 pages in it, and I just divided the binder up. So I had like 15 pages for math, 15 pages for science, and I did it that way. Rather than carry, 6 separate books, 6 separate binders, all these folders. And then my teacher was like, oh, you don't have this? I'd be like, yeah, no, I don't. What are you going to do? I'll be here tomorrow morning. I'll be back again, It was kind of a realization of life is that you don't really need everything. But that was pretty stupid. Like, you see how heavy your backpack is. I can't remember. Somebody brought a scale in and we weighed them, and I could have swore it was over 20 pounds. Everyone's backpack. If we took the average, it was over 20 pounds for each person. Fortunately, we weren't a big textbook school, but I just remember the binders and folders being a big thing. That was high school. Those were the days. No locker rooms, though. I keep calling it locker rooms, but they're really just lockers. I assume this is garbage, right? Make that assumption. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I'm gonna say it is. I'm gonna say it is. Thought for a second they were spray paints. I don't think that's aluminum. No, it's not. It kind of had the aluminum vibe to it, but it'd be kind of, oh, it has rust on it, so I want to make it aluminum. Yeah, but that's probably what those slots are for. They're probably for, you know, if you put your books in there. If you had lockers, you probably don't carry books for 7 different classes or 6 different classes throughout the whole day. So you just like, you're going from one class to the other, you just throw it underneath. That makes a lot of sense. Even if I didn't experience it, it makes logical sense. It's kind of like, well, I won't go down that road. We'll save that for another day. Save it for another day. Alright, it's back to being like an auction. Seeing all these boxes out here. I think they have planters. Might be other things. Like garbage. I don't see anything. That's metal. I'll take that just because I'm here. This is probably the lightest thing I'll ever pick up in my life. Huh. I am finally getting my van inspected, so that's tomorrow morning. We've been out more storage units end today. Fortunately, the ones that end today and at an appropriate time. The last one that I bought where the storage facility requested me to return things, that unit ended at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'll be honest, I don't like when storage units end at 2 o'clock. Because some of these facilities will literally close at 5 or 6 and you have to be off the property if you don't have a key code to get out. And they won't give you a key code. So they say you have till 5 to 6 and we open again tomorrow at 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. It's like, why don't you have the auction end at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. That way when I'm, you know, I buy it, I can drive over, I can start cleaning out. I have a full day to do it, you know? But there's a couple auctions ending today at 10 a.m. So that's nice because I can not waste my whole morning thinking about it. Just gonna stop right in front of this and be done with it, but knowing my luck, somebody will come down this road. I did also take note that the the Scrapyard, they actually updated their price when I was in Wyoming. So that was like early July. They dropped the scrap price down. And yesterday when I brought in scrap, I got paid, what was that, $1 less than I originally got? So I was like, oh, it dropped $1. I actually dropped 2 weeks earlier. And I guess they just never updated it for myself or other people. I say myself, not because I'm special, but well, in some ways I might be. There are people who go to the scrapyard so often and they're such a frequent customer that you get a different pay rate than if you were to come in there just, you know, I wouldn't say like the general public, but that's how every single scrapyard kind of operates, at least in this area, on every scrapyard that I know of. If you're someone who uses that business often, they give you a different rate for your metal. Usually they bump you up like 1% or 5 cents or 3 cents. I have a friend who goes to another yard and he has a whole sheet, and every item on his sheet he gets more money for it. But you know, if you go there 3 times a week, you're bringing them a lot of business. They know there's a lot of competition around. So I get paid just a little bit. It's usually 50 cents more for 100 pounds. So it's not like a lot. It's not going to make or break me. Like, there's another scrapyard. If I really want to go there, they specialize in the light iron steel stuff. So they'll pay even another 50 cents on top of that because that's what they do. So they actually pay the most in the area for the steel. But to me, it does not make any sense to drive over there for 50 cents more for every 100 pounds. It's not worth the gas, you know? Some people don't think like that, but, you know, if you gotta drive 20 more miles to make $3 more in total, I would not drive the 20 miles. Where's the fan? Unless they just changed their style. Could have done that. It's always fun to take apart. Another project. Just trash. We'll take the TV though. Take the TV. Can't. No. Just trash. I do miss being able to do that though. Just throw away whatever in your own garbage. I was going to try the theory and test the theory. So, Friday morning, it seems like you're allowed to put out bulk now. I think every Friday. But it seems like no one in the town puts out anything. So I was thinking, if I put out a trash can or two filled with garbage, like, would they just empty out the trash can? Is that really considered enough of bulk? Or does it actually have to be like a bulk item? Because I feel like the garbage man drives down the entire street and no one has anything out for him. Is he more inclined to actually stop and feel like he's working and just take whatever if somebody puts stuff out? Or is he going to still go by the rule of it's got to just be one bulk item? I don't know. It's not really considered bulk, but it is trash. Feels like he might not be doing his job because he hasn't made any stops, because no one puts anything out. I don't know. I have to test the theory sometime. Walking over here, grabbing this. Looks like they just got a new one. Yep, nope, box empty. This guy. I think there's a vacuum cleaner up here. You got the garbage men to the right. There's a vacuum cleaner up here. Grab this guy. Take the whole thing. What the heck? Take the whole thing. Did I put the chair right there? That was pretty stupid if I did that. Or did it fall that way? I might have just put it there. Alright, oh, made it to the metal yard. I don't know what those things are. Look like they're a mixture of metal and concrete. Almost like for a bridge. Might be what they are. Anyway, we're at the metal yard. Time to drop off the light iron. Make a little money. Scraps down, but still gonna make something. Alright, so immediately 14 bucks here. Funny enough, the extension cord or the cord off the vacuum cleaner wound itself back inside of the unit. So usually there's like this clip on the end of it that will keep it from going back inside the vacuum cleaner on those canister style vacuum cleaners. This one somehow bypassed that, and it was pretty much, you couldn't easily get to it. So they could have easily just thrown it away because the cord had its own issues. Trying to yank that out, you have to kind of fish it out from inside the vacuum cleaner. Anyway, it's been a fun day. Another early morning treasure hunt. Thanks for tagging along for another adventure. As always, if you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button. Subscribe down below for more treasure hunts. I'll catch you guys next time for next episode here. Until next time, have a great day. Keep living a dream. Peace.